Today, I'm going to be helping you guys be able to use the parameter editor to its full potential. So let's get into it. So the parameter editor is actually part of the node editor. If you notice, if you select on a clip, it will pop up the node editor in the left, but if you select on the parameter editor, it will show all the different nodes in these like darker gray boxes. So these boxes are basically each node, and you can see all the options and different things in them. But if you guys didn't know, these P's right here are actually very, very useful. So these are actually used to be able to keep specific nodes that are visible. So for instance, in this clip, if I only wanted to mess around with the transform one, all I have to do is go down to the transform one, press that P button, and if I unselect everything, that one will still show up and I can still change everything there. The other thing is each different node, you can actually have multiple ones. So I don't need that one, but we might want this one to be able to change the clip or whatever. I'm going to keep that one there like that. And if you do that and you unselect, you're going to still have both of those. But something else that is cool, if you hold the left button, you'll see the blue box where it was, and you can just drag that and you can reorder it. So if I wanted to only look at the clip before the transform node, it won't change the order of operations or whatever, but it will allow you guys to actually be able to control which parameters you want to see first. Because if you're only editing, for instance, the transform node or whatever, and you don't need all of this other stuff like the gaps or anything else like that, this is really useful. The other options that are really, really nice with this is all the numbers that are in this orange-yellow color, I would say, you can actually hold the left click and just drag it to be able to change that parameter, or you can do a double left click and now you can literally just select it, highlight it, change the number by hand. So 120, for instance, in the X, and it'll move it by 120. You also have options with these, which are just check mark boxes. So with uniform scale, obviously it's uniform or whatever. So if I do this, it's just going to stay depending on the scale that it was originally, which will automatically change this even though it's not changing visually for you. If you unselect that now though, it will go and actually use both of those as different scaling positions. So if we wanted, instead of the 58 by 58 and we wanted like the hundreds, so it fills up the frame that way, but we want it scrunched in like that, you can do that. It's actually really, really nice, just that checkmark box option. You also have your scaling options, which are you also have options like these, which are actually just drop down windows like you'd be used to doing in like a quiz or something like that, where you can just select down and you can select different ones. So like I want to make it just auto scale to fit the frame, different things like that. We're actually going to change this though back to 100, and I think I just said none before. Those are the basic options. Then the other option you have is you can actually disconnect nodes directly inside of the parameter editor. To disconnect them, you can actually go over here and it says like texture and it's connected to the media. If you want to disconnect it, all you have to do is hover over the one that's yellow with the underline and do a right click on it, go and do a left click on the disconnect, and it'll automatically disconnect it right there. There is also animation, but that's kind of on this side where you just click and you do that on the stopwatch and you just add the different ones, and then you have the arrows to jump in between, and you can just select it again and it'll pop up a warning to delete a model or whatever. But that is the basics of being able to use the parameter editor. So hopefully you guys like this video, and with that said, we have a video over here that YouTube recommends for you and a playlist about all of 0.2 tutorials if you guys want to see more tutorials like this. So with that said, hopefully you guys like this video and keep on editing.